Hello and welcome to another video. It is I, Nox, and today we are doing another episode of Terraria where I narrate my adventures. Heck yeah! So, I don't even remember what I was doing back then. I think on the previous episode we defeated the Eye of Cthulhu and we have the shield and we have dashes that I will forget how to use immediately. And well, I think I will be dashing right now, but eventually, when I need them the most, when the nation when the Soda nation needs the dashes the most, it will forget. And you can see me here. I am decorating a bit, using the banners. I don't tend to use them a lot, you know. I mean, they give you a bonus, but it's such a small one that I don't care much about it. So I've been trying to use like the same kind of banner on each house. I guess on this one I don't have two of the same, so I'm using two different blue ones. But yeah, doing basic decoration, wandering around. What was I doing now? This one, actually, I got some help with the edition, so I didn't manually edit the footage for this one myself, for this half of this video, so I don't know what my management team gave me to react to. I am reacting to my own content, I know. This is like the laziest thing ever. VTuber reacts to her own content. But yeah, it's okay. This is chill. I can be here with my microphone and just it's like watching a very different television show. So I guess we are back in the desert and it's time to build. Yeah. Yeah, here we are building a bit because I want to do something that's not just a box, you know? And we already have a pylon, which makes it everything so much better, you know? If you don't have a pylon, it's so annoying having to go back to base to gather materials and stuff. So, I'm trying to do a roof that's not the standard triangle roof, so I was like going for a bit of a slope, I guess. And there is gonna be a lot of trial and error here because I was trying to do something that will look better. I think initially what I was considering and I wanted to do is I didn't want to do like a regular straight line. I wanted to do like a ladder, a ladder roof or a roofed ladder or a laddered roof. I don't know how you speak, you know, speaking is not my specialty, but yeah, that took a couple trial and error. And sandstorm didn't help actually because having to do this under a sandstorm is so annoying. You get constantly pushed to the side. It's so annoying, I must say. But I persevere, you know, I persevere and a lot of trial and error. And again, I am not using like a pre-made template because I have, ooh, yeah, there was a skip here. It's looking like something, I guess, like something very ugly. But I've created houses, you know, using pre-made templates and stuff like that, where you find a house on YouTube, on the internet that looks cool, and you just copy it. But this time, I didn't want to do that, so I was just doing freestyling on houses. So I finally kinda decide on a size for the roof, and I know I keep using the same material, but basically, ooh, and my demolitionist just died. But basically here what we are doing is like it's what I said on the other episode, right? I just don't want to do like a box. Whether anything that's not just a boring box is good for me. It's just to give it a bit more spice. And luckily, we got our demolitionist back very soon. And here I'm trying different kinds of supports for the roof on that side of the house. I think I considered doing it asymmetrical for once, and it was like, and I don't know, I'm not very good at doing asymmetric stuff yet. I'm just gonna be lazy and make my houses symmetrical. So yeah, keep doing some building, trying to figure out why it doesn't look why the right side doesn't look like the left side. It took me a while. Look, I am not a builder, you know. I'm not a builder. I'm a mechanics kind of person. I like playing with the game mechanics. I'm very bad at the creative part, so I make ugly stuff that's functional, right? I make functional stuff. That's my thing. But I think eventually, yeah, this is probably symmetrical finally. And yeah, The ruler on Terraria is really helpful, I must say. Being able to like measure and knowing the right sizes and that everything is the proper spacing apart. It's very helpful, and I'm creating like the entryway now, and yeah, symmetrical, but it's cool. And it gets attacked by zombies, of course, because sometimes because you cannot build in theory you're supposed to have less monster spawns with NPCs around, but maybe I didn't have enough, or there is something on the desert that I know that alters that, because I kept having like a bunch of zombies annoying me. But now the day is here and the zombies are leaving. And the thing that annoys me the most is that NPCs will go outside and a lot of the time and try to open the door, and that will mess everything up because they let all the monsters in, and I hate when they do that. So yeah, uh, you saw me struggle with the pylon again, and here I'm trying to decide what kind of walls I'm gonna use for the windows, because now I want to put windows on the house. I think I went with glass at the start, but then I was like, but it's like, it feels like first I'm using the same solution for everything, and sometimes you have to go outside your comfort zone and do stuff that's not the same you do in every single place, because then you don't get to try new stuff, right? I want to try stuff. This is all about trying stuff, and I feel like having like in a desert a glass window is like when you are with a magnifying glass just burning ants. I don't know if anybody did that when you were kids. I might have done that. I'm sorry, ants. Well, I usually burn paper and not ants. Actually, no, I don't think I burn ants. I used to burn paper. Yeah, I wasn't a psycho. I didn't burn my ants. I drowned them. And then I tried to do CPR on them, and they will come back alive until I got bored, or they will finally drown. See? Not a psychopath. I'm very healthy. But yeah, I as you can see over there, I went and used like fences. So because I feel like the glass is a bit too much, so I went with the fences, and it looks a bit different. It looks like it lets just a tiny bit of sunlight in, enough so you can see, but it's not like overwhelming. I feel like it will be better for a desert house, like so. So yeah, I'm happy with that setup. And now I am building a farm, because yeah, something you can do on Terraria is use potions, and potions are really useful, especially when you're playing an expert, because buffs start becoming like something you want to keep using against bosses at least. And if you can use it when you go mining and stuff like that, you can save so much time. So yeah, having like a herb a herb farm, a plant farm, I guess you call them, they're plants, not herbs. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, getting one of those for every single kind of like region that's cultivable in the game is very useful, at least for the plants, right? The ones that come from seeds, because mushrooms usually can get a lot and they keep growing everywhere, so it's very rare that you're gonna run out of mushrooms. This is gonna be like a manual farm though, because my plan at this point is I wanna get like a staff of regrowth, which I realize on this expansion, this update, not expansion, can be upgraded to an axe of regrowth, which is basically the best axe in the game. You won't need any other axe, because it's so useful to get it, to gather like trees and stuff like that, because it will replant them. It's really cool, and it has all the benefits of the Staff of Regrowth, which lets you easily collect plants only when they are ready to give you the most benefit. But using planters is very useful for that, right? So you can do automated stuff, and I've tried it a couple times, but I kind of don't like it. I don't need it. For now, I think that you visit this a couple times, and you're gonna get like more seeds that you know what to do with them, and more plants than what you know what to do with them. I lost myself in that sentence. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna be using planters. Planters are sold by the Dryad, and the Dryad will sell you new styles when you defeat bosses, depending on the bosses you defeat. At this point, I only defeated the eye, so I think this is the Blink Root planter, which is only like for aesthetics, you know? You can plant any plant on any planter, but they just look a bit different, and And my plan eventually is like to use each planter to determine the zones where I will like plant every single different plant. And I think I'm planning to do like 20 on each side, you know. So you need like here are all the seeds I have available. I have like 5 different kinds of seed available. I think so, unless the ones on the very right are jungle seeds. I guess we'll figure it out. But yeah, you need like 1, 2, 4. You need 7, and a blood moon, another blood moon started because I cannot build for 5 seconds without something happening. But the cool thing here is you could see like the zoologist turn into her werewolf form, because she becomes a werewolf in blood moons, and I think on full moons as well. So yeah, that was kind of funny. But yeah, blood moon is here, so it's time to kill, and for now, away, stay, no, ow! She doesn't attack you, at least. But for now, I'm using like the axe, the crimson axe, which is a good axe and also a good weapon. And I didn't have enough materials at the point, at this point, so I was trying to optimize my resources. So yeah, I guess at some point I will remember that I have a farm or an invasion farm I could use instead of like just fighting them manually. I guess in a previous, if you see my hotbar in a previous Blood Moon, I got a money through, which is so helpful. Lets you summon the piggy anywhere and gives you like more inventory. This is so cool. It's one of the personal inventory items. Yeah, getting that one is super useful. But yeah, you can see the farm in the invasion farm working now. I just stand here and everything comes and melts. They try to get me, they cannot go through the trapdoors, so they get trapped here and the lava kills them, which is actually super helpful, and you can farm a good amount of money by this time of by this stage in the game, because it's a not too shabby amount of coin, and you can see me using the money through. Summons the flying piggy, and I can store my coins there, so to keep them safe in case I die, and I can store items that I don't need to use immediately, so potions and stuff like that I want to have them on hand without needing to return to my base, but I don't need them in my direct inventory. So yeah, that was a successful blood moon. We killed a bunch of enemies with minimal effort, and now we are ready to be productive again. I guess we are going back to the back to the farm. So yeah, I'm using this design as always. I'm trying to avoid the thing where it looks like you have like floating platforms. So I'm doing this thing where the stuff has like supports. So it looks like they're being supported by something, and I'm using like wood poles, wood beams, or something like that. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I think I'm gonna be trying different torch positions and stuff like that. But for now, I like this kind of farm. And the good thing about the planters is that they act as platforms, so you can jump through them and you can go down to them. In fact, a lot of people use them as platforms because they can be easier to place with the smart cursor. Sometimes platforms, when they are doing long bridges, can be a bit tricky because they like to make stairs, and planters are a bit handier for that. Only downside is that they can be a bit too expensive. So, but that's not, well, at the start, eventually they're not expensive at all. And yeah, I'm using, this is like a wall type of pole. The other one counts as a block. So this is why I cannot cross with the planters. The one that I'm using in the middle on the very left and right sides, but the one I'm using here that connects the one on the top and splits everything in the middle is like counts as a wall. So I'm very happy with how this looks actually. Yeah, I'm very happy with the look of this, and I already planted some seeds, and eventually I want to start gathering them. So yeah, getting a farm ready at the start is very useful, because the sooner you have them, the sooner you can start using boats. And this is a feature of Terraria that you should keep in mind, you know? using pots can save you so much time. A mining potion is gonna be really nice. Spelunker potions are super nice too. And you have all the combat potions that make your life a lot easier. Especially, and I will recommend if you're a magic caster, like mana regeneration potions are a must, because base mana regeneration on Terraria can be extremely slow and it can make you play like a magician's type character a pain in the buttocks. So yeah, here we have a jump to me doing something else. So yeah, at this point, I think what I was planning to do, I remember, is I want to do an underground farm because we're in a farming mode and I needed gems for stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make like an underground gem corn farm. So this is to plant the gem corn trees, which are like the stone trees that give you gems. They have a chance. They are not very reliable, I must say. And eventually you can replace that with fishing, if I remember correctly. I think there is another way to get gems more reliable, but at this stage of the game, I think this is a good thing because usually you don't need a lot of gems after a certain point and you will have plenty. But having like my plan is like I need a cavern situation, you know, a cavern organization. Yes, I need a secret cavern organization. Now my plan here is like I want to set up a cavern pylon and I want to have like a cavern house for the goblin when I get the goblin, because by this point I still haven't had like a proper goblin invasion. So I still cannot unlock the goblin, the tinkerer, but eventually I will have him and I can put them here. For now, that's the plan. That's what I was planning, but sometimes destiny will destroy your plans, you know? In order to plant gemcorns, you need to have them I think they have to be on the cavern layer. I don't know if they grow on the underground layer. They might, but it's better to have them on the cavern layer. So this is why I'm like getting two birds with one stone. And speaking of getting multiple birds with single stones, this structure already existed here. So instead of creating my own home, I'm kinda redecorating this one. So I'm gonna keep basically the same structure. And I'm gonna be replacing a couple of the blocks, the walls, the stairs and stuff. And here you're probably gonna see me like try different things. This is kind of annoying because there is a lot of enemies, of course. That usually happens when you are underground. But yeah, you see me close a couple of the doors and stuff like that using walls. I'm gonna use a single entrance because I don't need multiple entrances at this point. And yeah, I'm gonna be we're doing some building here. Yeah. I accidentally threw a bomb because why not? You can what would I be if I didn't accidentally exploded a piece of the house, you know? Who would I be if I didn't do that? But yes, I actually forgot about that. I exploded my house again. And yeah, I usually play with the inventory open, especially when building and stuff. There are times where I close it because it's more handy, but I don't know. I kind of like it. It's what my fingers want. Why am I saying that? That sounds so weird. But yeah, we are doing we are going back and forwards, and here we have oh, another blood moon. Sorry for the. I don't know why I apologize. I don't apologize for anything. Yeah, I've been going back and forth a couple times. Here I'm wearing my mining set, which I'm trying to keep the fashion a bit different. So I have my raincoat and stuff like that. It looks cool and very yellow, and I've started using dyes. At this point, I'm using some dynasty wood that I got from the traveling merchant, and I'm trying to get it to change it a bit, right? You know, not use the standard wood. That's one of the things that I'm trying to not do. Use the standard wood. I mean, I still have houses that use it, but I don't want to use it for everything. So here I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this. So I like this idea of using wood in the inside because I wouldn't want for the blocks on the inside to be of stone, everything stone. Although I don't know, it could work for a cavern house, you know. I'm using like a bit of bricks to I'm using this combination of bricks and slabs, so you have like a foundation, or well, a reverse foundation, I should say, and then you have the bricks over here. So in the part where the bricks meet with the natural stone, there is like slabs, and then the bricks are on top of the slabs. I don't know. I like these are silly details that give me serotonin. And at this point, I'm starting to use dynasty walls, which I think are very nice because this is a very dark place, and the standard walls, if you use the same material, the stone walls or the combination walls can be a bit too dark. So I like the idea of bringing some accents that are like on the wide range of color, and I think it's more a cream color, but they're also very they bring a lot of light and brightness, and that makes me happy actually. So at this point, it seems like I'm using a ground floor. I actually don't remember this place. I haven't been very often because things will happen later. Spoilers. And this place won't be as habitable as it is now, because because that yeah, everybody knows what's gonna happen unless you haven't played this game before. I will keep the secret. But yeah, I'm using different kind of walls here. I like the idea of like this being like a renovated area, so it's like a bit more uh put together, with less organization, because it's like if you're in a cavern near hell, you probably aren't like you are trying to make it habitable, but you are not going insane with the details. Couple glass walls at the bottom, so it's like a viewing area, and there are like freaking tons of bats. So many bats. Why there are so many bats? But it's fine. It is fine. Everything will be fine. Yes. So many enemies, and finally making the houses, making them suitable for NPCs, and trying to get the cavern pylon going. And yeah, to get a pylon, you just need to get like an NPC who likes the area very much, and they will give you like a pylon. They will sell you a pylon. Usually, you need an NPC living together with a friend or something like that, and that usually will do it. Clearly, Dryan zoologists are not happy enough for this, so we need to try a different combination. Usually, the arms dealer and the nurse will give you a pylon. The arms dealer likes the nurse a lot, so he will always sell a pylon if he's living next to the nurse. I think there is one. I think it may be if you're in the Arctic area, the arms dealer hates the Arctic so much. So if you're in a snow biome, he won't sell a pylon even if he's living next to the nurse. But another biomes you can just do that. I think on this one I'm just bringing the demolitionist, the caveman. The demolitionist here, who is like pretty much a dwarf, a fantasy dwarf. So he probably enjoys the place. So yeah, I'm trying to get the stone pilot there so I can ease up on the travel. And here I am making what will be the area where I'm gonna be building the gemcorn farm. I'm lining it with slabs, and then I need to illuminate it at some point. What I'm doing here actually is incorrect, because gemcorns can only grow on natural rock. So it needs to be like natural stone blocks on the ground, and I won't realize this immediately. I think, and it needs like some space actually. It needs to be surrounded. You can plant it on a single natural rock block, but unless there is like a couple blocks to the right and to the left of where the plant is put, it won't grow. So I will for a long time try to make this work, and it won't work. But eventually, don't worry, I will figure it out. I will replace the ground, and yeah, we will start getting some gemcorns and gems and stuff, so we can make a better hook. We can make some other weapons and stuff. I mean, you can craft a couple stuff. Better to have gems available than reaching that point where you need them and you cannot get them anywhere, because going mining for them, it's like I always find that when I go mining for gems, I don't find them, and when I'm not mining for them, I get a lot. But there are some like rubies, diamonds, and amber that are very rare to get. So, well, unless you get lucky. we're getting a bunch of gem bunnies, and you can actually convert those gem bunnies into something very into gems using a mechanic that we will discover later down the line. But yeah, here I'm trying to place the blocks so I can start planting the gem corns, but this is actually doesn't work. The whole floor, the whole ground should be stone blocks, so I can properly make them grow. But yeah, I will figure that out later. And I'm just making this area a bit prettier. I like giving it a bit of depth, you know. So this is why I'm doing the walls 2 blocks wide. And I try to patch in the holes that are around, except the one in the house. The one in the house, I enjoy it. So I guess I went for stone floors at the end. So yeah, I probably didn't like how the dynasty would look at. This is an item I found that it's kind of cool. I haven't seen it before. It just summons a snake that you can use as a rope. It's like a snake charmer's flute, and yeah, the snake will come and it just goes high, a bunch of blocks high, so, and it lasts a while, and there is no mana cost or anything, so you can keep using it, and it's a nice tool for building at the start, at least when you don't have a good hook or you don't have wings or stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, I found it handy building this area. Also, it was like a new toy, so I wanna test it out. So yeah, again, fighting with a lot of enemies, because what you gonna do, you know? You're gonna get like a bunch of enemies constantly hitting you, you gotta keep fighting. At this point, I still have to be careful about fall damage, so I'm making... But the thing is, if you're on a rope and you just hold down, I think you fall at the same speed that you would if... it's like you can reach your regular fall speed. I think it just takes you a tiny time to accelerate. Here I'm trying to illuminate this area. Again, in this game, illumination is not, it doesn't affect anything. Some people say that, well, it doesn't affect mob spawns, at least. There are things affected by illumination. Some people say that gem corns need to be in the darkness, but that's not true. You can grow gem corns in light. Light won't affect the gem corns. It won't prevent them from growing or anything like that. It just matters the biome where you're at. And I think it can be either cavern or underground, but I don't know, put them on the cavern layer and it should be good. So yeah. Technically, there is a way you can do where you put walls in every single spot here, except on specific parts where the gem corn, to allow the gem corn to grow, because the gem corn won't grow if there is like a wall, a player placed wall behind it. But I didn't want to mess with that, because it was like, oh no, I probably... You don't need to be too exact, but I didn't want to mess with that. The enemies didn't bother me much, and my plan is like moving NPCs here. Well, we already have NPCs, so this is already like reducing the amount of enemies by a lot. So it's okay. At this point, now that there are a couple NPCs living here, it's not bothering me too much. So yeah, I am illuminating this area using like ceiling lamps, and yeah, this is gonna be a bit dark, but it's fine. And here I am planting my gem corns. Yeah, just putting a bunch of the ones I want the most, which are Amber, Ruby, and Diamond. And here I am going back. At some point, I'm gonna be visiting this place a bunch, probably fixing the lamps and stuff like that, and seeing like, hey, why isn't anything growing? This is taking a long time and nothing is growing. Oh, what did I do wrong? And then I go and Google, and eventually, I'm gonna figure out that I actually need to put some blocks. But yeah, this is like my 5th visit to the gemcorn farm, and I'm like, why isn't anything growing? Come on, grow things, grow, please, please. And then it's when this is where I pick the rock, and I'm like, okay, I need to put rocks on everyone, which is kind of annoying, because it's like I had the positions marked so I can now spread them evenly apart, because you have to have like 3 blocks between each plant, but for the trees to grow. But yeah, now I have to be careful about this, but it's not a big deal actually. You are with the smart cursor, you can be more than half of the way, and here you can see finally we fixed the issue and we're getting our gem trees. And yeah, we're getting some amber gem corns. We are getting no amber, and that's the thing with the gem corn trees, right? You can get like you will always get stone. You high chance of getting gem corns, so you won't lose the tree. But the chances of actually getting gems is kinda very random. Sometimes you get a bunch and sometimes you don't get any. So here we're getting like we didn't get any gem corn and we get 2 rubies out of this one. 2 rubies out of this one and no gem corns, but that's not a big deal because 1 diamond and 1 gem corn. You can always turn a regular acorn and a gem will convert in the respective gem corn. So like an acorn and a diamond gives you a diamond gem corn. So as long as you get at least 1 gem or 1 gem corn, you are like breaking even. You're getting some free rocks, and you can see here a tree blooming in front of our eyes. Nice. What do we get from this one? Do we get, I think, 1 and 1. Nice. So yeah, and that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, I stream on Twitch, so feel free to follow me there if you want to see me do stuff live with more stumbling and less editing. And yeah, if you like this video and if you want to see more, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit all the stuff that YouTubers tell you to do that are annoying but they actually do work. Also, feel free to follow me on social media and all the good stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and stay fizzy, stay awesome, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye!